Yes. So in the last session, children, we had learnt some properties related to the rational numbers, that is for natural numbers. So today we will again check the same properties, that is closure property of addition, subtraction, multiplication and division holds good for whole numbers. First of all, what are these whole numbers? Whole numbers, we read it as what? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and so on till infinity. So we'll consider 0. 0 is a whole number and check the closure property of addition. Under addition, we know that closure property of addition, what does it tell say? A plus B is equal to C. Yes, I'll consider the value of A if the value of A is equal to 2 and the value of B is equal to 0. When we add or find the sum, what is that we get here again? 2 plus 0 is nothing but equal to 2. So what is that we find again? When we add this whole number 0 to any number, that is 1, 2, 3 or any integer, we get the same number, that is the number itself. So we can say that yes, 0 satisfies and 0 is a whole number under the closure property of addition. In the same way, let us check the closure property of subtraction. Closure property of subtraction. What is the closure property of subtraction? Again tells you that it tells you that A minus B is equal to C. A minus B is equal to C. What is that? I will just consider some values for A and B. So in the last session we also checked the closure property of subtraction, whether it holds good or not. Here also let us check when we change the values of A and B in both the cases. Okay, increasing the value of A and decreasing the value of B. And in the same way, see here also, if A is equal to 10 and B is equal to 8. What is that I get here again? 10 minus 8 is equal to 2. Yes, 10 is a whole number, 8 also is a whole number and 2 also is a whole number. Check one more example here. Say if A is equal to 9 and B is equal to, say, let me consider 25. You can observe here the value of A is less than B. Here we observe the value of A is greater than B. In such cases, what is that we get? We get, you observe here, A is greater than B. Then it is nothing but we always get a positive value. Positive value. Here what is it we find? Since A is less than B, I can write this again as what? 9 minus 25. Here we observe here the negative value. We read this as minus 25. Instead of reading it as 25 when we are finding the difference, we read it as minus 25. What is that we observe? Minus value is more than positive value. So in such cases, what is that we get? We get a negative value has the difference. What is the negative value you get the difference has? Minus 16. 25 minus 9 minus 25 is again what? 16. If I say 25 minus 9, yes, we get only 16. Whereas you observe the changes what I have done here. I have written this as what? 9 minus 25. Minus 25 is more than 9. Whereas here, this is only 25. Only 25 tells you that 25 is a positive number. So, when a positive number is greater than a negative number, then we get the value as positive. But in this case, what is that we find? This is greater than 9. That is minus 25 is greater than 9. So, the difference whatever we are obtaining here is negative. So what does this subtraction, closure property of subtraction tells you that if A is greater than B, then the value obtained is positive. If A is less than B, the value obtained is negative. So subtraction does not satisfy. Subtraction does not satisfy the whole number properties of the whole numbers. Why it does not satisfy? Because in the whole numbers we do not find any negative numbers, whereas the whole numbers contain only 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So let us check even for 0. So say if A minus B is equal to C. So I can say 2 minus 0. What is 2 minus 0 again? What is 2 minus 0? Again 0 itself. Is it 0 itself? No, it is 2 again. What it is again? 2. Yes, it also satisfies. This can be written as 2. But in this case, when we come to this case, subtraction does not satisfy. In the same way, now let us check the closure property. We learned here the closure property of addition, closure property of subtraction. But now again we will check whether the closure property of multiplication holds good for the whole numbers. The closure property of subtraction does not holds good. Addition holds good. Let us check in the same way whether the multiplication holds good or not. So closure property of multiplication. What is this closure property of multiplication tells you? Let me give you some examples. Okay, what is this? Say when we find the product of any two numbers, we get some product. Is it right? So we'll check for some numbers. Say if A is equal to 2 and B is equal to 7. I can write this as 2 into 7 is nothing but equal to 14. Yes, 2 is a whole number, 7 also is a whole number, 14 also is a whole number. Say if A is equal to 0 and B is equal to 10. What is that I can write here again? 0 into 10 is nothing but equal to 0 times 0. So is 0 a whole number again? 0 is a whole number, 10 also is a whole number. The product obtained is again 0, which is nothing but a whole number. So what is that I can say? All the values of A, B and C belongs to W. Belongs to W. W nothing but what? The whole numbers. So I can conclude here all the values of A, B, C belongs to W. That means all the values of A, B and here the C obtained all belong to W, which are nothing but again the whole numbers. Now let us check the closure property of division. What is this division tells you? In the last session also we learned the closure property of division holds good for natural numbers. Holds good for natural numbers. In the same way, let us check the properties of these whole numbers for the closure property of division holds good or not. What is this tells you again here? See again, what is that? A divided by B is equal to C. A divided by B is equal to C. I can say I will consider a small example. If A is equal to 18 and B is equal to 3. Is this possible? Yes. 3 6 are 18. It is a multiple. 18 is a multiple of 3. So it is possible. 18 divided by 3 is equal to 3. How many times? 6 times. Since 18 is a multiple of 3, it is possible to divide and we get the quotient, which is nothing but again a whole number. Again a whole number. See here again. Say if I consider A is equal to 0 and B is equal to some number, say if here it is nothing but equal to 0. I can write this as what? 0 divided by 5 is again equal to what? 0. 0 divided by 5 is again equal to 0. Yes, it satisfies. Let us check one more condition. What does it is? That is, say if A is equal to 12 and B is equal to 0. I can write this again as what? 12 divided by 0 or 12 by 0. Is this possible to be divided or we get the value 0? No, we do not get the value 0. It is undefined. Division, okay, whenever a number divided by 0, we do not neither get 0. Say it is undefined. So division does not, the closure property of divisions does not satisfy what? The properties of the whole numbers. So in the same way, now what is it we will be learning here? So we learned here the properties of the whole numbers. Under that, the closure property of addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. What did it satisfy? That is whether addition, multiplication, satisfied, whereas division and subtraction, they are not satisfied under the closure property of the what? For the whole numbers, So in the same way, let us check whether these properties what we had learned for the natural numbers and the whole numbers, the same properties, closure property of addition, subtraction, multiplication and division, satisfy for the integers. So now we will come across the right. What are these? First of all, write what are these integers. Let us recall again what are these integers. We know that what are counting numbers or the natural numbers. We also know what are the whole numbers. So when I say integers, what are these integers? Integers is denoted by letter Z, which is nothing but a combination of the whole numbers and the counting numbers, along with that positive and negative numbers. So I will write in the simplest way as 0 plus or minus 1 plus or minus 2 plus or minus 3 and plus or minus 4 and so on. Okay, still infinity. So what does it tell you? One may be positive or negative. One is, and again 2 is positive and negative. It may be. So you can recall the number line here. This is 0 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 and so on. In the same way, this is minus 1, minus 2, minus 3 and so on. So if you recall this, it's very easy to remember what are integers. Keep in your mind, 0 is neither a negative number nor a positive number. It is a neutral number. It is a neutral number. Now, let us check the closure property. Closure property of addition. Closure property of addition holds good or not for the integers. What is this closure property of addition? Let us consider some examples, few examples. I'll write here. Say, if, what is first of all the closure property? A plus B is equal to C. A plus B is equal to C. Say, I'll consider the values of A and B as positive integers. Say if A is equal to 3 and B is equal to 5, I get here 3 plus 5 is equal to 8. You can see here 3 is a positive integer, 5 is a positive integer. Sum of any two positive integer is again positive. I'll consider one more example. Say if I consider now two negative integers. Say if A is equal to minus 7 and B also equal to minus 5. You can see, observe here, A is a negative integer and B also is a negative integer. I can write this as minus 7 whole bracket plus, since we are doing here addition, we are supposed to apply this brackets. So plus, again it is minus 5. Keep in your mind, when both the integers are negative and you are finding the sum, sum, okay, the sum is also negative. What is that? 7 plus 5 is nothing but equal to how much here? 12, which is nothing but, as I told you, when you add any two negative integers, the sum obtained is also negative. Observe one more case here. Say if A is equal to minus 8. If A is equal to minus 8 and B is equal to 3. I can find the sum again here. I can write this as minus 8 plus, again what is this here? This is positive whereas this is negative. So I can write this as minus 8 plus 3, which is nothing but equal to minus 5. You can observe one more thing here. Minus 8 plus 3 is what? The sum is again minus 5. Minus 5 is an integer. minus 5 is an integer. See, 8 is an integer, minus 12 is an integer, minus 5 is also a integer. When we find the difference between a negative number and a positive number, we get a negative number. And still this negative number is a integer, See the last example of this closure property of addition. See, if A is equal to 9, okay, and B is equal to minus 6. B is equal to minus 6. You can observe here, A is a positive integer, B is a negative integer. I can write this as 9 plus of minus 6, which is nothing but, I can write further, I'll write here, which is nothing but 9, okay, minus 6, again which is nothing but equal to 9 minus 6 is what? 9 minus 6 is again a 3. See, though 9 is positive and that is A is positive and B is again negative, we can write this as 9 minus 6, which is nothing but equal to 3, where again we get a positive integer. In all these cases, all the sum whatever obtained, whether it is a positive, see 8 is a positive, this is minus 12 and here we get minus 5, and in this case again we get a positive integer. We can conclude that all values of A, B and C belongs to Z. All values of A, B, C belongs to Z. So it is nothing but, see, just recall here again, it is nothing but when we add any two positive integers, the sum is again a positive. When we find the sum of any two negative integers, we get the sum as what? Negative. When we find the sum of any two, that is a negative integer and a positive integer, again we get a negative integer. When we find the sum of a positive and a negative integer, again the sum is positive. So what does that tells you? All the sum, whatever we have taken as the example, in all these cases, all the four cases, all the values of A, B, C belongs to Z. So this concludes that the closure property of addition satisfies under integers. So next you will be learning here the closure property of, I am directly going you to now for multiplication. If you understand multiplication, it's well and good that you can understand even subtraction and division. So I will just first teach you the closure property of multiplication, because it's very easy if you understand multiplication and the rules of, that is product of finding the negative and positive signs. First we'll write here, see, closure property of what is this now? Multiplication. What is this closure property of multiplication? First I'll just make you to recall the product of the finding, what is that we get when we find the product of the negative signs, positive signs and both, that is plus into, that is positive into positive, again it is positive. You have to keep this in your mind before doing any multiplication. So again plus into minus, again it is nothing but minus, again minus into minus is again a positive, that is okay. Again what is that we find right here? Again what is that we have to write here? Minus into plus is equal to negative. So these are the rules what we have to keep in our mind while doing multiplication of the integers. So if we once know what are the rules while doing multiplication, this also helps even in division. So now let us check the closure property of multiplication satisfies or not. So what is that? I'll consider the first case. If A is equal to plus 2 and B is also equal to plus 3, I can write this as A into B is equal to C, which is nothing but, see, both are positive. So if both are positive, we get a product as what? Positive, which is nothing but 2 into 3, that is plus 3, and plus 2 is equal to plus 6. It is again a positive. It is again a positive. In the same way, here if a is equal to minus 8 and b is equal to, you can see I am considering the values in such a way that they are the multiples. They are the multiples, or they are, we can find the product. 5, 6 here. Minus 8, a is equal to minus 8 and b is equal to minus 2. So I can write this again as what? Minus 8 into minus 2. Minus into minus again. Minus into minus is what? Plus. Plus 8 2s are 16. So when we multiply any two like signs, can you observe here? They are having the same signs, which means like signs. Here also they are having the same sign, which means they are the like signs. So when we multiply any two like signs, we always get here a positive integer. Here also, when we multiply any two like signs, we get a positive integer. Observe the third case. If a is equal to minus 9 and b is equal to, if a is equal to minus 9 and b is equal to 3, I will consider this as plus 3, which is nothing but minus 9 into plus 3 is equal to, minus into plus again, minus. Can you observe here? Minus into plus is again minus. Here, this is the product of finding the product of two unlike signs. It is product of two unlike signs. Whenever we multiply any two unlike signs, the product is always negative. 9 3s are 27. Product of two unlike signs is always negative. Observe another example. Say if a is equal to, I will consider here this as 4 and b is equal to minus 10. I can write this as plus 4. If there is no sign, it means it is positive. So plus into minus 10. Again, this is the product of two unlike signs, plus and minus, which is nothing but equal to minus 40. You can observe here, plus into minus is again minus. So in the same way, what is that we observe in all these cases? All the product, whatever we got here, all belong to z. They belong to z, which are nothing but the integers. We call it as what? Integers. So we can conclude here the closure property of multiplication satisfies under integers. It satisfies under integers. In the same way, the same rule is even applied for division. The same rule is applied even for division. That is the multiplication of like signs and the multiplication of unlike signs. Using the same rule, let us check whether the closure property of division satisfies or not. So, now okay, fine. Now, let us check the closure property of division. Closure property of division. What is this again, the closure property of division? We have to again recall the same rules what we had learned for the multiplication. That is, here we found the product. There we are going to find the quotient. Quotient of two like signs is again a positive. Quotient of two unlike signs is again a negative. That is, when we divide any two like integers, we get a quotient as also as what? Positive. When we divide any two unlike integers, the quotient obtained is again negative. When we divide any two like sign integers, the quotient obtained is again positive. So let us check whether this satisfies or not. And division holds good for the closure property of the integers. Let us check this. We will not write in division. We are not supposed to make use of this multiplication sign. Instead, we will write this as here division. Can you observe the change now? So, when we divide any two positive integers, the quotient is positive. When we divide any two unlike integers, again, what is that we get? Negative. When we divide any two like integers, the quotient obtained is positive. When we divide any two again unlike integers, the quotient obtained is again negative. Same. Whether this satisfies or not. Okay, say if the first case A is equal to 10 and B is equal to 5. You can see 10 is a multiple of 5. 10 is a multiple of 5. Earlier I told if there are no signs, it means they are positive. They are positive. Say A divided by B is equal to C. A divided by B is equal to C. That is, I can say this as, read it as plus 10 divided by plus 5. So, when I divide any two like integers, plus divided by C, two integers, the quotient obtained is again, what is the quotient obtained? Again it is positive. Again it is positive. I'll consider one more example. Say, if A is equal to minus 12, if A is equal to minus 12 and B is equal to minus 2, B is equal to minus 2. In all these cases, what is that we find? A is greater than B. See, A is greater than B. You can observe here, A is greater than B in all these cases. Along with that, they are the multiples. They are the multiples of each other. Now, so I can write this as, see, you can observe here, A is minus 2 and B is minus 12 and minus 2. When I consider again two like signs, the quotient obtained will be positive. Let us check here. Minus 12 divided by minus 2 is equal to minus 6. So, what is the quotient obtained again? It is positive, not negative. It is positive because these two are like integers. They are like integers, and when we do division, we get a positive value. Say again, if A is equal to, I will change the value here, minus 18 and B is equal to plus 3. You can observe here, minus 18 is a negative integer and B is a positive integer. Again they are unlike. They are unlike. So what is that we observe here again? Minus 18 divided by plus 3. Minus 18 divided by plus 3, again 3 ones are, 3 6 are. But when we divide any two unlike signs, see, minus and plus, what is that we get here again? Minus 3, how many times? 3 6 are, minus 6, minus 6. Observe this next example. Say, if A is equal to 14 and B is equal to minus 2. You can observe here. When I say 14, it is positive. When I say minus 2, it is again negative. So, B and A are unlike integers again. So, when I divide this, I can write this as plus 14 divided by minus 2. Again, we get, see, plus and minus. These are again unlike signs. When I divide them, I get again a negative. So, minus 14 divided by minus 2 is nothing but equal to minus 7. You can observe here in all these cases A is greater than B. A is greater than B. Now, if I consider A less than B, A less than B, what is that we get to find here if A is less than B? A small example let us take. If A is equal to, I'll take it as 6, okay, and B is equal to 9. You can see both are positive integers. They are the multiples of 3 also. They are divisible by 3. But what is that we get? Let us check here. A divided by B is equal to, what is that I can write here? 6 divided by 9. I can write this as 6 by 9. 6 and 9 are the multiples of 3. I will divide this as 3 2s are and this as 3 3s are, which is nothing but equal to 2 by 3. Is 2 by 3 a integer? 2 by 3 is not an integer, though they are positive. Though they are positive, but 2 by 3 is not a integer. So what is the conclusion I can give here? Closure property of division does not satisfy. Closure property of division for the integers, it does not satisfy. In all these cases, it was holding good. Why? It is only because A was greater than B. The value of A was greater than B. Though it was satisfying the rule of the division, here A was greater than B. But in this case, A is less than B. So the division does not satisfy. So children, for today's class, we are going to stop still here. Further, we will be learning the same properties for the rational numbers.